Tell me something about yourself.
Hello, my name is Derek Kemmer. I am a student here at Temple University. I'm majoring in sport and recreation management, and I hope to minor in business. There are a few things I'd like to mention about myself. I'm a great leader. I'm part of a leadership LLC here on campus for the dorm building 1940. I'm on the e-board of an SPO, or a student professional organization, and that is called SERPA, Sport and Recreation Professional Association. And there I hold the position of community relations, which means getting out in the community and seeing what we can do to help them and can give back. Like I just said, I really believe in selfless leadership, and I believe in giving back to the community you're in, and I believe in volunteering and giving some of your time to help people out. I volunteered at a hospital for 4 years in high school, giving patients water and helping to care for them and do whatever the doctors or nurses needed us to do to assist them. I volunteered at an Alzheimer's run here at Temple University, which was held at Citizens Bank Park, and it was a really great cause, and it felt good to help set up and contribute to something big. I've participated in numerous community cleanups and getting out there and cleaning up the greater Philadelphia area. I really enjoy. I have great work ethic. I made the Dean's List here my first semester while taking 18 credits, which I really appreciate that accomplishment for myself because I didn't think it was really possible. I've been working for my dad's crane company ever since I was 16, driving or doing whatever odd jobs he needs me to do. I'm an organized planner. I organized the biggest event for my SPO this semester, which was a trip to the Baltimore Orioles game, and I had to communicate with group sales at the Orioles and communicate to members within the SPO to try to figure out when worked best for everybody, and really had to stay on top of my organization to make sure I didn't have a mess up and set a time when nobody else could really make it. So so far it's gone really well. I really value great teamwork. I was on 2 different volleyball teams for 3 years in high school, and they were both very successful teams, and I learned a lot from them.
Tell me about a significant accomplishment.
One of my biggest personal accomplishments was more of a team accomplishment. In high school, my senior year, my volleyball team set a goal at the beginning of the season to reach the state tournament and compete with the best teams in the state. To reach that goal, there were a lot of things that needed to be overcome. First was losing 2 all-state outside hitters and our setter to graduation. That's like losing half of a great team to graduation, and we really had to overcome that and put people in new roles to reach our goal. We were ranked number 5 in the state at the beginning of the season, which really ramped up the pressure and made us realize we had a lot of expectations riding on us. How we did it? We played club volleyball together in the off season to build team chemistry and really get to know each other and figure out how we needed to communicate with each other to be effective. And we lifted together, which anybody who knows sports knows that that's the way to get the competitive edge, to lift together and really build your strength and build understanding of what people are like physically to put them in roles where they can be successful. We spent many long practices together. Like, if practice was 2.5 hours, we'd usually be there for 3 hours and 15 minutes, just trying to put that extra work in to be successful and set us apart from all the other teams that were in the state. We were undefeated our whole entire season, and there was one really defining moment that I remember vividly, and that was the Dallastown tournament. We got there, and so far we've been undefeated, and the Dallastown tournament was an invitational where most of the best teams in the state were there. And we won our pool, and we went to the finals and beat our rival, who was ranked 9th in the state. And it really proved to us that we had the talent and the capacity to go the distance and reach our goal of making it to the state tournament. After that tournament, we continued our undefeated season, went through districts, got second in our district, and made it to the state tournament. And there, we competed with the best teams in the state. And even though we didn't win the state title, we accomplished our goal of getting there and putting on a good show and showing people that we deserve to be there. And it was just a really great feeling knowing that we accomplished our goal and we did it together, and it wasn't a one-man show or anything, but we relied on each other through the whole season and accomplished something that was greater than ourselves.
Tell me something you learned in class.
There are many things I learned in class, but there's 3 that I think are really important to focus on. One of those is culture, and there are many positive ways culture can affect companies, don't get me wrong. There's culture that sets companies apart, like Apple. They have an innovative culture, and that sets them apart from all other companies. Everybody wants to be innovative like Apple, and they really set the bar high by doing that. But there's also many negative effects to culture, like the 50% of business acquisitions fail because of culture. And it's easy to picture that if you've got a company that really promotes business professionalism and then a company that has like Casual Friday every day. If those companies try to merge, there's going to be obvious tension because one is really professional, one's really casual, and it's going to be hard to make a compromise and be successful. Another thing I learned about was leadership. As a leader, it's sometimes so important to step back and just empower the people around you. And I think that's something that class really taught me, that sometimes the best leaders step back and like empower their employees to do things that otherwise leaders do themselves. And I think it's important as a leader to balance intrinsic and extrinsic motivators so that you can extrinsically motivate employees by giving them benefits and stuff like that and giving them recognition. But if you provide them with intrinsic motivators, they grow and they learn how to be in the position you're in. And you're promoting tomorrow's leaders by giving them that intrinsic motivator. Another thing I learned about was teams and how important it is to focus on task conflict and not relationship conflict, and make sure you're not getting personal when you come into conflict with people in your team, and how important it is to just trust and be responsible teammates. I also learned about how important active listening is and being able to take what other people are saying and process it and actually take it in consideration instead of just blowing them off and being like, well, that's not going to work. You really need to be able to listen and work and act on what you've heard. I also learned about emotional intelligence and how you need to be able to take into consideration how other people feel or how what you do might impact them. And I just have learned a lot about how the intricacies of teams work.